Hey, good morning. Good morning, Kathy. How are you doing?
Good morning, everyone. I'm a little under the weather today, so I'm going to do the best I can. If I start to cough, then Gaetan will take over. I think we got a
Okay.
great show today, huh?
Yes, I have to report today that last week, last Thursday, I went to Narnia Pet Behavior and Training in Plainfield, Illinois, and they were very kind to host me there. And of course, I bring my equipment and I start doing some filming there. This is Narnia Pet Behavior and Training. You can check them on the internet. They are in the Midwest, Illinois, near Chicago, and they are very, very well. Um, how we say that in English? They are their reputation is very, very good reputation, and they have a lot of credential to their name. Every trainer, handler, people providing training have certification at many level of certification, and they are well known as an outstanding facility for pet behavior and training in the Midwest. So that's why we went there. And the first thing I would like to share with you is to introduce you the class of 2020. They have more than one class, but I was invited to that class on Thursday, and I'm going to share the screen with you of these beautiful students. And we have our first is Bella. It's a mixed Chihuahua.
Cutie. What a cutie
And
pie.
yes, and all these dogs are in the range of 12 to 14 weeks of age. So all of them. So they are about all the same age. This guy is the smaller of the pack. And the next one is called Hans. It's a German Shepherd, also 12 weeks old. And we have Ivy.
Oh, what a cutie.
Yeah, and Charlie just expressed his appreciation, as we heard in the background.
Oh.
So it's a poodle. Uh, her owner said it's red and white, but she's very cute. And then we have this Labrador, Rip, also 13 weeks. And what is interesting is I have this picture of these dogs, and each week you will see the transformation. And the training program is for 6 weeks. So every week we'll be there and meet these guys. Cooper is another poodle. Sorry,
Looks like a
poodle.
labradoodle. It looks like a doodle.
No, it's really a
A
poodle.
poodle, not a doodle.
Right. So I'm using the file provided by the owner. So I'm referred to what they say to me, and I take that like, okay, this is what you said. This is what it is. And we have this Australian Shepherd dog, very shy, camera shy. And we have this lovely boxer called Louis.
Louis.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe they were talking a boxer, Joe Louis, boxer, who knows?
it looks
And
like it.
and we have this German Shepherd, Harry, and that's our group of trainee that we're going to follow for the entire season, for the next 6 weeks. So
Okay, now when these people come in, K-Town, when you got there, did they like let all the other dogs get together, or did they introduce the dogs to them, or how did it go?
okay, the dynamic I witness is people arrive with their dog, and there's like a room where they kind of gather. Let's say the class is at 7 o'clock, so people start arriving at 6:45, and as they arrive, they kind of get acquainted with the dog, and then the other dog and the other owner arriving at one after the other. In a relatively small room, at some point there was like 5 or 6 dogs, and I would say everybody behaved properly. Nobody gets aggressive or misbehave. even if they are very young, like the 12 weeks old, it's very young for a dog. So it's like think about a young kid of 6 or 7 years old, and you bring with it, and then things start to be interesting. But then the second part is when the training space become available. The training space is like a huge basketball court, larger than the basketball court,
Like a gymnasium.
like a large gymnasium and very high ceiling. So when we did the recording, I was trying to get the instructor, the voice of the instructor. So I did my very best to get the sound, the best possible sound. And then each group, the dog owner, and sometimes it's the family, sometimes there are 4 or 5 people, they will be sitting in one area and around the room. So you have 3 on one side, 3 on the other side, 3 on the other side, and the instructor is facing them and give instruction. So we have that dynamic going on there. So the first thing I did is I capture every one of the trainee in a video, and I dedicate like a 1 minute or so video per trainee. And if you want to see that, just remember these are the trainee. They're first class. They are about 12 weeks old. In 6 weeks, we'll see what would be the difference. So I'm going to document the progress from week to week of the same dog, and at the end, we'll see. Oh, surprise! Here we are. You can imagine the boxer would be bigger, shepherd would be bigger, and so on and so forth.
And the Chihuahua will be the same size.
Chihuahua will probably be about the size that he is right now.
Yeah.
So that's great to have that. And if you don't mind, I'll share with the audience this video. And let's see if I can do it with the god of technology. And it's called All Puppies from the class of 2020. And I'll share that with you. Oops, we need to start at the beginning. Okay, there's no sound at the beginning, don't worry. The titles, the sound will appear in a moment.
That
Hey,
was that was excellent.
yeah,
Ex-
yeah we try to just capture the persona, the behavior of the dog, and that was the first day, first time in the facility with stranger, and I'm pretty surprised how quiet it was there. Maybe the barking, there was maybe barking 2 or 3 times in the entire 1 hour of the class. And the other part, which is interesting to me as a human, is the training is as much as for the owner as it is for the dog. And in fact, I would say it's they are training the owner to train the dog, and that's pretty much the approach there. Uh, we don't have any pretension of presenting a full training class on video. That's not our intent. The presence of an instructor to train a dog is a must to my point of view. You cannot watch a video and then turn around and say, okay, I know what to do now. There's much more in the class than what a video can carry. I did this is like a short video. There was 8 puppy, so it's about an 8-minute video. I show that, but I have another video which is about the trainer and the training session, 1 of 6, and it's just a sample of what the training is. So, any comment? Yeah.
I was just going to say, well, training a puppy is a real challenge, and there's a lot of people that just don't have the patience for it.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea of having a trainer, it is important. If the trainer is going to train the dog, then there is no sense to that. It must really be the trainer training the people. We talk about all the time in the dog connection that it's about the connection. So you're actually doing this show to show people that a dog just doesn't automatically come home and then that they know what to do. They just don't. And if the owner doesn't know what the dog should be doing, how can they expect the dog to do it?
Right.
So that's a very good point, Gaetan. Very good point.
And we should not underestimate the need for training. How many times you walk in the house and the dog is barking like maniac, nonstop?
That's my Charlie.
And you say, okay, well, why? What is the dog is running the show, or is that like really, we should have some control on that situation. And the dogs are trainable. Clive Wynn last week was very clear, saying the dog like to establish relationship, and why not starting very young and have a nice relationship with the dog, and have the dog behave in a friendly manner, not train the dog or let the dog do whatever they want, rampage the house, attack the stranger arriving, if it's your brother, your sister, your uncle, your aunt, why not? So it's a good lesson to see what's going on in the training. It's a good experience for me to witness that, and I strongly recommend to people to go and get quality training for their dog. It's worth every single penny of it. Now.
Oh wait, can I just add something in there?
Sure.
The message here, folks, is that we don't want you to think that we're recommending a trainer or a training facility. Gaetan found this facility because it's close to his place and it's highly recommended. It has a highly ranked in terms of success in the way they train their dogs. What we're showing is how that connection and that bond gets formed that over a period of time. So by the time they end up with the course, the dog will be trained, but also the people will be trained, and that's the right way to do it. So it's a very fascinating thing to watch how they start out when they're all over the place and they're sniffing and they're doing things. You'll see in weeks to come that the dogs will be very alert, they'll be very focused, and they'll make a total different transformation. So I'm excited to see. This is a good series, Gaetan.
Me too.
Well
I'm very excited.
Well done.
And
good morning, Dale. Good morning, Dale.
Hi, good morning, Dale. And the relationship will be just better between you and your dog.
Yes.
And your neighbor and your friend and the family. But a better relationship is always better by definition. So I have this video. It's a short video, relatively short video. No, it's short video. We don't have any pretension to give this and say, this is a training, this is what you need to follow. But I would just share the dynamic of the class there and what it's done. And you will see some exercise going on. It's not the entire class. It's not my intent, as I said, to reproduce a 1-hour class on a 4-minute video. That's not the purpose here. So if you agree with me.
I agree.
Thank you.
Let's go.
We'll see what is called the session number 1 of Narnia. And I'm sharing that right now, like that. Oops. Sorry, that's my fault.
So once you get the cheese on your hand, you're going to say to your dog their soft mouth word, and then you're going to praise them while they're licking it off. Say their soft mouth word, praise them, soft mouth word, praise them. So it's going to be, say your word is gentle, and your praise word is good. You're going to go gentle. As soon as they start licking, good dog, let them keep licking, gentle, good dog, gentle, good, gentle, good. All the cheese is close. Okay? So we're associating those words with using their tongue as opposed to their teeth. All right, you can start right away as soon as you have it. So we're not telling them any commands or anything now. This is just a soft mouth. Tell your dog gentle, present it right at their nose level. And soon, the moment you feel something soft, like the brush of the nose, the lips, or the tongue comes out, open up the hand and let the dog lick the treat out of your hand and praise God before they lick the treat. Okay? So it's gentle, soft mouth, hand opens, they get the treat. Hand opens. Nice. Nice, nice, nice.
Very good.
So it's that succession. We want the behavior, praise, then the treat. Because we want to make sure that they make the association that that marker word means a treat is coming. All right? So they associate good dog with the treat coming. So then they're going to learn when they hear that good dog, they're going to learn that the praise is connected to the behavior that was asked of them. The mechanics tell us they will usually put their butt down. And then as soon as that butt goes down, we say, good boy or good girl, and then we deliver the treat. So Jane's going to demonstrate.
The one dog who's not sitting yet.
So it's just, the lure is just like a magnet to the nose.
Nice. Good job.
Yeah? So we want to do that at least 3 times. Dogs have a tendency to do more than 3. I also like to teach my dog to stand, especially in the winter up here, because of all of the slush and snow. I always have them wait before we cross streets. I don't want him sitting in the slush and the salt and the snow. So when we stop, it'll wait for the light to change. It's stand. Okay? And then he waits there, and then we go ahead. So teaching stand is another good skill. And it really helps a lot, especially at the vet's office when they have to do some exams and things like that. Some dogs like to cross, to clean, that kind of thing. So good, praise, he gets to lick the tree.
Nice.
Perfect.
Good job.
Okay, it's a real slight motion. A real slight motion. So let's do that 3 times without saying the word stand and then have the word fruit. Okay?
Whoops.
Yeah, that was there more to come yet on that?
No,
Oh,
more to
okay.
come is next week.
Okay.
The
Okay.
idea of more to come is like, come next week.
Yeah, I'm overwhelmed by the quality of the video.
I don't want
I,
to make any advertisement for anybody.
no, but you're
It's a fruit. It's a fruit, and with the number 11,
oh,
I bought this Apple 11 Pro for the purpose of producing video. Well, yes, of course, I will make phone call, but the quality is so great that it's compared to some camera, $11,000 camera, and
wow.
I was able to get picture of good quality. This is recorded on 4K, and it's reduced to 720 for the purpose of the broadcasting because Facebook is not taking a high definition yet. It's not taking 4K, that's for sure.
But YouTube is.
YouTube is, but because we're streaming through Facebook and YouTube, so the streaming, even the streaming service is not providing more than HD. So 4K will not go through the streaming service. I'm not complaining about that just because it's a bandwidth issue when we do a streaming like that. So what I was able to do, since our format for the broadcast is 720, which is about a quarter of the size of the picture, I can take the 4K picture and zoom in and get more detail and still have enough resolution for 720 HD. So
that's great. It looks really great.
yeah.
You know, one of the problems that I think we've had on the show is that when we try and repurpose and show other people's videos, the quality just isn't very good because it's being diluted all the time. So I'm very excited, which only goes to say, well, we should have our own original content anyway.
Yeah.
And in the future, we'll be able to do that, which is a real big plus.
Well, the future is last week.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay.
The other thing I want to apologize, the sound is not as good as I would love to have the sound. It's a very large room. There's about 30 people there. There's 9 dogs. And the noise, the echo, and all of that make the sound difficult. So I tweak it, EQ it, parametric equalize, filter it to make as good as possible. Hopefully tonight, I'm going back tonight to Narnia, and I will try a new sound system, and I would like definitively thank Narnia for their hospitality and make this thing possible. And without them, it will be impossible to have this program. And I thank them very profusely for letting me come in and be able to do the filming there.
Well, wasn't the instructor? Didn't she say that she didn't have on her normal microphone or her headset or whatever?
So they have a sound system set up. I could tap into their sound system, but this instructor preferred not to use a sound system. So I was a little bit caught off guard. And today, the instructor would be a different instructor, and she did use the sound system because when I did the survey there before the filming, one of the key points of the survey was check the sound system. Can I use my laptop, connect my laptop to the sound system there, and record the sound? So I'm set for this, but if they're not using the sound system today, I have a plan F, which is I realize I have a set of headphones which are combined microphone and headphone, and the microphone are hidden inside the headphone. So if the person is not using the sound system, I will try today to use my headphone, wireless, Bluetooth, connect with my laptop, record the sound from there, and I'm sure I will get a better sound of the instructor, the key instructor there. So that's our objective, to have from the beginning, to have original content, and everything is original content. We use the music from Facebook Creative Studio, and they are royalty-free music.
Yeah.
So we're abide by the rule, and we try to do everything to be done the proper way, and we hope to have more and more of these production in the future. So that was.
I just want to say that now. I look at the puppies, and I just got back over the holidays from my brother and sister-in-laws, Ron and Barb's in San Clemente, California, and their little puppy is Chloe. She was running all over and everything, and the one thing that my sister-in-law said, because we're all in the same age bracket, is never again. They love her dearly, but never again, not a puppy ever again. So I see that, and I think to myself, I wonder if those people know what they're really in for with having a puppy. But they all pretty much look kind of young. Right. So I didn't really see any older ones, because it does take an awful lot of patience, let alone the dedication and the time. So well done, Gaetan. Well done. Yay. Well done.
Thank you. Every dog is trainable, no matter the age.
There are no bad dogs.
There's no bad dog, and there's no dog too old to learn new trick.
That's right.
So
even my Charlie.
Yeah, even your Charlie can learn new tricks. Yeah. And as I said, we will have another chapter next week, and it's going for the next 6. It's a 6-week schedule. So that was week number 1. We'll see the week number 2 next week, week number 3, 4, 5, and 6. And at the end of the program, we'll have more material, but this time like a little bit of one-on-one with owner and trainer. So let's see what happened. Okay.
Good. Well done. Well done.
So far, so good. Yeah. Thank you for your help and your support. Thank you for the audience. Thank you for being there, and thank you for everything you're doing.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week.
You can see the video on Facebook. You can see the video on YouTube. And if you have a friend and you think this is interesting, let us know. Tell your friend. We'll be in touch next week. Okay? Yeah. Thank you, everybody.
Dale says every human is trainable. Not really.
I agree with you, Kathy. Some human are hopeless.
Dogs are much easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlie, approve. Thank you, Charlie, for approving.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so we'll have the closing, and we'll see you next week.
Okay, Charlie.
Okay, bye-bye.